In this episode, we shall be looking at the conditions for fasting. Who should fast? Who are the 5 categories of people that are obliged to fast? The condition number 1 for fasting, for your fast to be accepted, is to be a Muslim. لابد أن يكون الصائم مسلما. The person fasting must be a Muslim, because a non-Muslim fasting لا يكتب له أو لها شيء. There will be nothing that will be written for the person. Allah Ta'ala says, فَلَا نُقِيمُ لَهُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ وَزْنًا. There will be no scale to measure their good actions. So you have to be a Muslim first before you can fast. Number 2 condition is لابد أن يكون الصائم مكلف. Somebody who is fasting لابد أن يكون مكلفا. He has to be matured. He has to be sane. Maturity and sanity are part of the condition for fasting. So in that case, a child is not obliged to fast because it's not matured. Al-Majnoon, a mad person, somebody who has lost sanity, is not responsible, is not obliged to fast. As well as Al-Mughma alayhi, somebody who faints or who is in a state of coma, is not obliged to fast, because these 3 categories of people have lost, they are not with their mental capacity to make decisions for themselves. The condition number 3 is a person who is capable of fasting. الذي يقوى على الصيام, somebody who is capable of fasting. That means somebody who is sick should not fast. Why? Because Islam seeks to make life easy for us. Islam does not want to make life difficult for us. So our life shouldn't be in jeopardy. Allah Ta'ala says, وَمَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ. Allah doesn't want to make life difficult for anybody. So in a Deen Yusr, Islam seeks to facilitate easiness for everybody. So somebody who is incapable of fasting because of sickness, or because of old age, or because of pregnancy, they are excluded from fasting. They are excused from fasting. 4th condition for fasting is a person who is home-based, al-muqim, a resident. Somebody who is a home-based should fast. That means if somebody is a traveler, fasting is not obligatory upon the traveler. But if he does fast or she does fast, and he or she is capable of fasting, no problem. But if she decides not to fast, is the best, because Prophet ﷺ said, لَيْسَ مِنَ الْبِرِّ الصِّيَامُ فِي السَّفَرِ. It's not fair, it's not righteous to be fasting while traveling, especially if you are not capable of fasting, because you might cause yourself unnecessary health challenges, right? You know, so it's not. You might say but I can't do it. If you can do it, good. But leaving it because it's a rukhsa, it's a permissibility from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, enjoy it. You don't need to force yourself. You can fast another time if you're traveling. But now there's a question of what do you define traveling to be? Because in the past, traveling a distance of like 200, 300, 400 kilometers from Mecca to Medina, for instance, might take weeks, right? But right now it takes hours. So do you consider that a form of traveling that one should stop fasting for? And also looking at the difficulty in fasting at that particular time and traveling, a lot of difficulty, tiredness, and all of that associated with it. So right now, somebody can enter his plane, their flight, and go to Medina or any other places. Excuse me. Within the whole part of the world without any stress. So the concern of, are we supposed to look at stress as the sole purpose or sole reason that facilitate the easiness, or even though there is no stress, we are still obliged to follow the sunnah of living fast while we travel? So this is mahallun niza' inda al-ulama. Some scholars look at it as like, if the purpose for excluding travelers from fasting was because of the difficulty that is like associated with journey, then if al-hukmu yaduru ma al-illati wujudan wa adaman, so if there's no difficulty, you should fast. But the majority of scholars are of the opinion that, look, whether there's difficulty or not, because Prophet ﷺ said we are excluded, or people who are traveling are excluded from fasting out of rukhsa, permissibility from Allah. We should enjoy that rukhsa, that permissibility, that facilitation. So even if there's no difficulty, you can still live your fast and you will get the reward, and you can fast another time. This is the opinion I'm most convenient with, and most scholars are also convenient with this opinion, that you should live fast whether there's difficulty in the journey or not. But if you decide to fast, fala shay'a alayk, there's no problem about that. That's the fourth person here. The fifth one is so a person without any deterrence. La shay'a yamna'ah, somebody without any deterrence whatsoever. Like for instance, a woman who is menstruating, that's a deterrence, right? Postnatal bleeding is a deterrence. Somebody in captivity is a deterrence. Somebody kidnapped is a deterrence. Somebody who has no access to water or food, these are deterrents. These are mawani' tamna'uhu an as-siyam, that can prevent him or her from fasting. So when these deterrents are there, then it is not obligatory upon the person to fast until those deterrents are away. So, but if there's no deterrence, then the person, whether male or female, who is a Muslim, matured, capable of fasting, a resident, no deterrence, these 5 conditions are complete, then fasts become obligatory upon the person. Inshallah ta'ala, we shall stop there. In our next episode, we will look at who should feed and who should pay back their fasts with fast, and who should pay back their fasts by feeding others. Assalamu alaikum.